Alright, hello. I have a reading for you today. I want to go over this little list I made first because I feel like somebody's doing some kind of spell work or energy work negatively on another person. So I tried to collect as many details as I could about the person casting the magic or doing whatever this is. This is a feminine energy. I think it's a woman. Earthy, perhaps an earth sign. White or mostly white. Brown hair. Conservative, contemporary style. Maybe glasses. Perhaps Virgo with Cancer placements. S or L, or maybe they're a member of the Latter-day Saints Church. Slightly shorter to average height. Specialized skill and job, so they have some kind of job which requires a specialized skill or training. Religious, involved in the religion church, so I kind of don't know why they wouldn't be sending this magic if it goes against their own doctrine, but whatever, people do stuff. Not ugly, but not stunning, so they have kind of average appearance, just slightly above average appearance. A mom or a maternal energy, average build. Maybe at some point this person promoted some type of like online pyramid scam, and there might be something about a coin. I don't know if it's like Bitcoin or maybe like a sobriety chip coin. They might be involved in some kind of recovery center through their religious work. They live outside of the city in a nice house. So that is what I have, and I'm also going to pull some tarot to find out if we get any more information. But everyone's having a happy holiday. I got Archangel Michael here looking out for us. So let's see, well, the angelicized version at least. Let's see, anglicized. I'm not really sure how to say that, but let's get into the cards. Oh, and that's Archangel Michael's card. Okay, so that's a good sign. You may also work extensively with Archangel Michael. You might, I don't get that you're particularly religious, but you may have some ties to religion that you keep as part of your in your metaphysical bag here. The Fool is a new beginning, and then we have the Judgment card here. Somebody re-looking at something again. I'm having trouble distinguishing if that's actually divine or something that is posed that way. The Lover's card, the Six of Wands. Somebody may have left someone. This could have left them really hurt. They might have blamed you for it. Ten of Swords and the Magician. So somebody could, and the Eight of Swords. Somebody could have been sending some kind of hopes or thoughts or even prayers or even directly baneful magic to try to maybe send you death magic or block you in some way to create burdens in your life. Wands. And your endeavors. Because is that, am I on to anything you hear, Spirit? Is that why this person is sending this negative energy? The King of Pentacles. So this could be over a man leaving, and then we have, did you have anything to do with this? Temperance. No, the situation was meant to balance out how it is. The King of Cups has some other truth here that doesn't necessarily have to do with you, but maybe you can see what's going on. Or you've been informed about something here. There's karmic going on. So is this person still sending this? Nine of Cups. They're still trying. The Emperor, Queen of Wands, and the Moon. They also may have connected with somebody here that is involved in the magical world. It could almost be like they jumped from heavy religion to like they jumped into heavy spirituality. And then they're also kind of doing this under the same format where they're seeking out a masculine energy or a patriarchal guidance of some type of spiritual worker. It may be that they hold some of the principles still from their previous religion that they're still maybe involved in about patriarchy. This is somebody that depends way, way too heavily on the guidance of men. And that's really rooted in their personality here. But they also continue to chase religion in some way. So I think their identity very much goes with, well, whoever the male person they consider the male leader in their life is, whether that's a preacher, whether that's father figures, whether that's a husband or a male partner or something like that. And so when this person made them feel rejected and they blamed you for that, it was a serious wound to them and their identity somehow. And now they're searching still kind of the karmic path to reinstate that in their life. I don't trust this male practitioner that they're working with. I don't know if he really thinks it's spiritual, or he gets off on feeling like some kind of powerful, charismatic male leader. It's like, I don't know if they actually work with other people or not, but he's giving kind of a culty energy. And the Queen of Swords, the Truth card, somebody calling something out. That card might be me calling something out, but it might be somebody striking out here too on something. To try to get revenge, not only on you, but also on this other person that left them. They might have some type of abandonment wound from childhood too. Yeah. What about your energy though? Your energy is healing because you've handled this strategically and cleverly, or you've navigated these sneaky attacks with precision. Let's see. These things being sent at you, but you're the magician here. Of your own. So this created a tower for those plans. Now both of these people may be rather mad at you. On the one hand, this person has deep-rooted issues that you bring up, and they feel like you have stripped part of their identity by... It's kind of a false narrative to begin with. Now they've linked up with this other person who has this weird power kick. And if they're not some kind of cult leader, I think that's what they would like to be. It's a very misogynistic energy. They both are. One is an internalized misogyny because I think this is a woman, and then the man she's working with, which is the spiritual advisor, seems like they kind of, I don't know. They may also be a former member of this church that switched to some form of spirituality that isn't healthy either. Not to say you can't be a member of a church and not be healthy, but there's something very odd about the specific religious organization here. Three of Wands. Leaving behind is maybe a good step, but is it a good step if you're still internalizing all that misogyny and that messaging and projecting it into a different format? A Knight of Cups and Death. Sending death magic, something more permissible. Perhaps they're also under the under the assumption that that magic is evil, and they feel like they've chosen the dark side or something here. Maybe they went from being like a hardcore Mormon or Latter-day Saints member to being like a Satanist, and they're still using the platform of like the Abrahamic dichotomy or whatever. I don't know. It seems like they're uneducated, but they're also very into this mysticism that comes with this. And for them, this act of rebellion against the church means something. And there is something to that, I think. But I don't know if they're handling it the healthiest. And certainly not if they're attacking you. Queen of Pentacles. So why did this person think that you were the root cause of their separation? The truth? Is there some truth to this? Were you the root cause of their separation? You're a badass being. Queen of Pentacles. And disappointment. The Devil and the Ace of Cups. Oh, so this person did hold some kind of feeling for you. But I don't think this is something you returned or something you... I don't think this is something you encouraged. It may have just been, you know, it was what it was. And, you know, whether or not that person accepts them. If your partner is chasing and in love with somebody else, that does hurt. But because of this person's conditioning, especially probably within the church, maybe they've been programmed not to hold that person accountable and to instead see you as some kind of temptress, right? But it looks like they were doing something with this too. She may have recruited the magical worker because she felt like she needed a guy to put a spell on the other guy or something like that. Because she felt he was more powerful. And the Justice Card. Disappointment, the devil, and they've committed something here that goes against spiritual law. Playing in magic. Likely feeling as though that they could do anything they wanted, call upon anyone they wanted, and work something here to create great devastation for you that they thought was just in some way. The woman obviously for her reasons, but the guy might have just been in it because I think he hates women. And I think he hates her too, but she's showing him some type of admiration. This very much feels like a kind of, it's obviously a toxic relationship, but it feels like there's a particular kind of power balance and dichotomy in this that is very rooted in like a conservative church value system. But anyway, things are moving quickly now to change this. They've been balanced. You have fought back against this truth. You've called truth to whatever this is, to the disappointment of these people who now want to defend themselves against you, like you started anything in the beginning to begin with. The Ten of Pentacles. This also may be like very materialistic, so the way that this reverses may be that it hits them in the money. Nine of Wands, leaving them out in the cold. The spell work is going back to work on them, but you have angels also on your side guiding this away from you, lift this off of you. And the Knight of Swords with the Ten of Swords. Somebody is bringing in like a swift, kind of caustic, volatile justice here in the Death card. Again, this could be like you could work with Santa Muerte. And then the King of Pentacles again with the Magic Wand, King of Swords, and the Hanged One. The masculine energy in this that she's partnered with. Ooh. They may also feel some attraction and simultaneously resentment towards you for being like a strong feminine energy, a strong woman here. They can hold your own, and their little magic is not really that strong in comparison to yours. So they may have tried this a few times, instantly got results, got angry, and then sent more stuff somehow. Like at first maybe they thought this was some kind of game. I don't even think you're necessarily really engaged, and I don't see your energy putting work in on something. You may light a candle and ask, the angels to watch out for you, and your spirit team and your protections are what is sending this back. You may also have at some point had a ward placed on you, or you may put a ward of protection around you so that if the event that this is sent to you, it gets sent back anyway. So the funny thing is you're like running circles around these two, and they're putting in so much work, and you're really not even working that hard. It's just going directly back to them. Eight of Swords. But this may not always have been the case. You may have felt limited by this at some point, but you're not there anymore. You're walking away from it. You may have ascended or developed some kind of, or been gifted some kind of new ability too. Or increased your own abilities with the High Priestess card. And now walking away into a loving situation where you can thrive. The future is not necessarily clear, but what is clear is that there's a change coming to this negative, maybe emotions you've been feeling due to this work being done. It's completed though. Anyway, that is what I have. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching.